Hey guys, my name is Tinley DeLong and I am a third year occupational therapy student at the University of Central Arkansas. I'm currently working on my doctoral capstone project in the areas of advocacy and policy. And one way I'm doing this is I'm partnering with AROTA to provide members with the resources and content and the services that you guys want the most and that can be useful to you. So I hope that the stuff that I'm able to provide is something that you guys can use and hopefully utilize in your practice. The very first webinar I wanted to give and we wanted to give you was something that's very topical to today's society, and that is successful transition into telehealth services. Many of us have had to transition to this as our main service delivery method. So hopefully these tips and tricks can help you out. Let's get started. I first just want to give you some basics about telehealth. AOTA defines telehealth as the application of evaluative, consultative, preventative, and therapeutic services delivered through information and communication technology. This can include healthcare services, healthcare information, and healthcare education. There's two types of telehealth. There's synchronous and asynchronous. So synchronous is probably the one you're most familiar with. That's where you're on like a video call with your clients and you're talking in real time. Asynchronous is where you pre-record yourself doing your session and then send that to your clients. So telehealth can be used in a variety of ways for a variety of reasons, but some of the ones that AOTA outlines and just some examples are skill development and acquisition, prescribing assistive technology and evaluating assistive technology and teaching adaptive techniques, performing environmental modification, and assisting in habit and routine development. There are some pros and cons to providing telehealth services, and I'm sure many will come up as we start utilizing this service more in practice. But these are some of the ones that I found that were discovered before we started utilizing telehealth in daily practice. First, for the pros. Telehealth is extremely convenient. We can perform telehealth anywhere as long as we have a secure internet connection and HIPAA compliant software. Next, it provides us access to clients who would not get OT otherwise. Arkansas is an extremely rural state, and a lot of times our clients are traveling hundreds of miles to receive our services. Telehealth allows us to meet our clients where they're at in their homes without them having to take an entire day to come receive our services. The next one, there's an emphasis on patient and family education. A lot of times in the clinic, we may not have the time that we would like to provide a full in-depth education to our clients. Telehealth gives us the opportunity to provide a full and comprehensive education. Next is we get to see our clients in their natural environment. This is what OT is all about. Seeing our clients and how they function in their daily routines and environment. There are some cons to telehealth. For example, the lack of touch of an OT. We're a very hands-on profession, and losing that can be very difficult. We often prefer a hands-on approach in adjusting and positioning our clients and lots of different things during intervention. The next is it's difficult to obtain a full picture of a session. You can only see what the camera shows you, so getting a 360 view can be extremely hard. And finally, access to technology and internet services. This can put our clients who are of a low socioeconomic status at a disadvantage. Maybe they cannot afford the technology or a computer or a tablet needed to receive services. Or in many areas in Arkansas that are extremely rural, not secure internet access or internet access at all. This can provide a barrier to our clients receiving our services. I want to Now I want to move on to providing you the tips for successful transition into telehealth services. Telehealth is a new and emerging practice area, so hopefully these tips will help this transition go a little smoother. Number one, practice, practice, practice. I know that this can be extremely awkward and feel extremely silly to practice a session beforehand, but the more you practice, the more comfortable you will become, and the more comfortable our clients will be because they'll see that you're confident in your session. It's also a good idea to practice using the software that you are utilizing for your sessions. That way you're not using therapy time to try to figure out how to use the software. Next, preparation is key. If you plan on using any supplies or equipment in your session, make sure you have them near you and within arm's reach. It's not a good use of your time or the client's time to have to get up to go retrieve items that you could have just had next to you. Number 3, utilize handouts and lists. One of the best pieces of advice that I've seen so far about telehealth services has been creating a list of things your client may already have in their home and then sending those to your clients and then having them communicate back which of the equipment or the supplies on that list that they have. That way you know before the session starts what the client has available and what you can utilize in your session. Handouts are another great tool to use, whether it be a home exercise program handout that you can go through with them or patient education. Number 4, recognize the scale of occupational disruption on our clients and assist them in establishing new roles and routines. This outbreak has completely changed our lives and it looks very different than it did months ago. This is the same for your clients. This is a huge transition and a huge adjustment. But this is where we as occupational therapists can provide a life raft during these uncertain times. The practice framework talks about our role in establishing roles and routines for our clients. You can help your clients establish these roles and routines in this ever-changing climate, which can help reduce their anxiety about the world around them. Number 5, be familiar with state laws regarding telehealth and remain up to date as changes occur. Arkansas already had in place some telehealth laws before this pandemic, which is great because a lot of states didn't. So make sure that you know those laws and you are abiding by them. I will provide a link in the post for this session to current Arkansas telehealth laws. But also be aware that as we see barriers and as new things come about in this changing world, that their changes are going to occur. So make sure you're staying up to date on those. AROTA is providing you with that information as it happens. So becoming a member of AROTA is a great way to know when those changes occur as they occur. Number 6, be flexible. As I said before, practice is key and can help you be more comfortable. But we as OTs are experts in adapting. Be able to go with the flow of your session and see problems as they occur and address them. Number 7, go easy on yourself. This format is an emerging practice area and is new for everyone. Your first telehealth session is not going to be perfect, and neither is your 7th or 20th. Go easy on yourself and use each session as a learning tool to self-reflect and make the next session better than the last. Number 8, create an outcome measure. Creating a short survey and sending it to your client after each session can give you some feedback on how successful they feel the session went and how useful your interventions or your evaluations were. This also provides you a self-reflection tool on how you can improve your sessions. And then finally, number 9, see this as an opportunity, not a setback. If we're clinic-based practitioners, it's not often we get to go into our clients' homes. Use this as an opportunity to see a client and how they interact with their environments that they use every day, and see how those skills that we're teaching them in the clinic generalize to their daily lives. I'm next going to move into some tips specific for different practice areas and populations. And so first I'm going to start out with pediatric telehealth tips. So number 1, set a precedent for computer usage during a session. I don't know about you, but my nieces are better at using computers and tablets than I am. And a lot of the kids that we serve are too. A lot of times kids are using their computers or their tablets for schoolwork or for or for entertainment purposes, like to watch videos or play games. So it can be really confusing for a child to transition from utilizing the technology in one way and now having to utilize it for therapy services. Set a precedent for your child when you start a telehealth session that this is your therapy session and this is just the method and the means that you're going to provide them with all the fun activities that you normally do in the clinic. Number 2, educate the parents or guardians on proper environment. This means letting your parents or your guardians know before the session begins about what type of environment you feel you're going to need for the session. Maybe that means making sure all background noise is reduced, or if you plan on doing some gross motor activities, making sure they have enough room cleared out. Next, utilize social stories. As I said before, this can be extremely confusing for kids, and they may not understand exactly what telehealth is. Utilizing social stories is a great way to explain to them what telehealth is and how it can help them. Provided a link in this post to a social story that I feel is beneficial, but you're welcome to make your own and individualize them to your clients. Number 4, be creative with the items the child uses every single day. When we're in the clinic, we have the world at our fingertips. We have access to games and art supplies and gym equipment, everything that we need to have a successful session. But many children don't have this stuff at home. So utilize this opportunity as a way to see what the child does have and things that they can work on in their home environment, and how maybe those skills that we're teaching in the clinic with the equipment we have generalize to things that this child uses every single day. Next, I'm going to move on to the adult and geriatric population. So number 1, utilize this as an opportunity for patient education. If we work in a clinic-based setting, we are not able often to go to our clients' homes and perform an evaluation. Utilize this time to see how a client's home is set up, and maybe you can make some changes that will allow that client to be more successful in their environment. You can also provide safety education, such as fall prevention. The last thing we need right now is our clients going to the hospital because they fell and hurt themselves. It's not only dangerous to our client because they hurt themselves, but it's dangerous because of the current COVID-19 outbreak. We want to try to prevent any of these unneeded hospital visits. We can do this by providing our clients with fall prevention, having them take us through their home and letting us point out areas that we feel that may need to be changed to prevent them from falling. Next, ADL and IADL training. We try the best we can to simulate what a client's environment is like in the clinic, but this is no replacement for the real thing. Telehealth gives us the opportunity to see the real environments that our clients live in. This is a good chance to do ADL and IADL training in the places that they're going to be performing these occupations. Also educate on our clients' home exercise programs. We may give our clients a handout in the clinic, use the T-Strike method to see how they do, and then hope that they do them at home. We can use telehealth as an opportunity to check in on their home exercise progress and see if the programs that we provided them are feasible in their homes and if they feel like they're being successful with them. The next tip I want to provide is to remember that we as OTs provide holistic interventions. As I said before, this is an extremely disrupting time in society, and a lot of our clients are probably very anxious about what's going to happen. They may be experiencing some mental health difficulties that they hadn't before, and it's important that we as OTs address these, even if that's not something we normally do in our daily practice. We can help our clients navigate and have the skills they need to deal with this ever-changing environment by teaching mindfulness techniques and various coping strategies. It's also important to know when referral is necessary. Many mental health services are also using telehealth, so having those resources on hand and being able to provide them to our clients that we feel may need them and can help our clients deal with this outbreak and be able to cope with the changing world around them in this unprecedented time. I now just wanted to leave you with some final thoughts. I wanted to share this quote by Albert Einstein that says, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." I don't know about you guys, but this has probably been one of the most difficult times in my life that I've had to go through. That's completely changed how my life is every single day. But we can use this as an opportunity. We can use this as an opportunity to show our clients our value during this time and how we can help them in this ever-changing and how we can help them navigate this new world. We can use this time to advocate for OT and show not just our clients but the world our value. I just wanted to update you guys on some upcoming AROTA content and events that we will be doing. The first is 2 separate Zoom sessions that will be a pediatric and adult telehealth brainstorm session. So if you maybe want some ideas and want to brainstorm with some other practitioners on things they're doing for telehealth, be on the lookout for the date and the Zoom link for this. Next, I want to be doing more webinars like this. So please leave comments below on different webinars on different topics that you would like to see and that you're the most interested in. Next, I'm going to be doing a podcast in which I interview different practitioners and experts in the state and in the country on various emerging practice areas. I hope through this podcast we're able to see all the opportunities that OT can have and kind of get a picture of OT like we never had one before. And then finally, I'm going to be sending out a survey. This survey will be asking you what you want most from your state organization. So make sure you answer that survey so we can get your feedback and provide you with the services that you want. These are the references that I utilized for this webinar. I'll provide them in the post as well as any other resources I may have mentioned or any other links that I may have mentioned in this during this webinar. Thank you so much for your time and your participation. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I hope to hear from you guys and to hear your feedback.